Hello, I am Mal, and welcome to Wasteland 2 Director's Cut overview of new features. I will be your humble host, and for those of you that are playing Wasteland 2 on the Xbox One or PS4 as it's now available, welcome to our community. I hope that you enjoy your Wasteland 2 experience, and these videos will help not only bring up to speed my fellow PC players, but also those that are playing on the console. Okay, so this video will specifically cover kind of a high-level overview of the changes that are in Wasteland 2 Director's Cut versus the original Wasteland 2. Now, for those of you on the console, I think it's still of benefit because I am going to explain some baseline mechanics that might be beneficial for you. For the PC folks, this is just to sort of bring you up to speed on all the new features that we now have access to, which is really quite a bit, and it's very, very cool. I've been messing around with this pretty much most of the day, just trying to familiarize myself with all of the changes. But I think everybody's going to be really pleased with it. Okay, so without that said, let me get into some of the changes, and I wanted to let you know that I will be doing a specific video for character creation, sort of how to build your team, as well as a combat tutorial, how the best ways to handle to combat, especially those of you that maybe are not as familiar with turn-based tactical combat. I'm going to have like a video that's just a primer to help you out with that. So I'll put a link, say right here for the video for character creation. And then I'll put another link over, say right here to take you to the combat tutorial. Okay, so let's get into what's new in Wasteland 2 Director's Cut. Well, first off, this menu is pretty much the same. The options are largely the same as well. No major changes here. I looked through pretty thoroughly. I didn't see anything major other than the interface itself seems a little bit cleaner. Now let's jump into the first big change, which is character creation. Now, again, I'm going to be doing a character creation video specifically, so this is just to show you changes, not to go into how to build a character. Okay, so you want to start the game with a default squad or create a custom squad. We're going to say that we're going to create a custom. And for this position right here, there's actually 4 spots. 1, 2, 3, 4. They will come up on the screen, trust me. For this one, we're actually just going to select an existing ranger. And you've got a choice here of different characters. I'm going to grab, Bear. That's fine. This is new. This whole interface is new for those of us that have been playing on the PC, which I think is very nice. You can also see right away some of the changes that Unity 5 is bringing. The characters look a lot cleaner. The models are a little bit higher fidelity. I like that quite a bit. Okay, so let's go ahead and select Bear here. Now you'll see that we can create a custom ranger, or we can again select from the existing group. We're going to go ahead and say create. And I'm just going to say test tune. Yep. Religion. Oh, it doesn't really matter. We'll leave it as none. Yes, she smokes. Coffin nail brand. Biography. This is a test. Fear not. Or I could spell fear correctly. We could try that. Hold on. Fear not. There we go. All right, now we can. I'm not going to get too heavy into this, so I'm just going to customize the appearance just a little bit, just for the heck of it. Here, go like that. Some glasses. That'll work. Again, I'm going to do an in-depth character creation thing. So we'll confirm there. We'll change our portrait, take a little snapshot. Bink. There you go. Okay, now we get into some of the really big changes, not just cosmetic, but under character creation, what you're going to find is that at different skill levels, you unlock an ability, or perk, or whatever you want to call it. So like as an example here on assault rifles, we have hollow points, right? So hollow point ammo. Now I haven't been able to test these yet because I haven't gotten far enough along in my new Let's Play to be able to unlock some of these things, but I can theorize. So hollow point, I think we can assume will do more damage against unarmored targets and less damage against armored ones. We slide up a little bit more, then we get melee shooting. I'm assuming that removes the combat penalty if you're firing at blank range next to a target. And then you have gunner, I'm not exactly sure what that is. If I had to guess, I would say it helps with heavy weapons. That's my guess. Okay, then we look at bladed weapons. We've got self-defense, glancing strike, samurai, opportune strike, adrenaline rush, and strategic strike. All kinds of special abilities, which is pretty cool. The hand one gun I liked a lot too. It was like zeroed, then you're a bandit, then you've got gunslinger, and then the last one was desperado. Now, I just assume that this just gives you, again, some type of additional special abilities, but they have it for every combat skill now. Under blunt, you get charge, glancing strike, what is that? Shoulder the load, opportune strike, slayer, and strategic strike. Under brawling, you get free for all, glancing strike, opportune strike, Russian attack, strategic strike. Okay. Under energy weapons, you get overcharged and solar powered. That's interesting. I wonder if that means you'd be able to fire without using energy cells. That would be really cool. You got overload at level 5, atomize at level 7. Okay. Machine guns or submachine guns have fast reload at level 4, and whack-a-mole, whatever that is, at level 6. Only 2 for submachine guns. This is kind of interesting. All these other ones have a lot more. They must have had a hard time balancing this. That's my guess. Let's look at heavy weapons. Battering fire, overwhelming fire, devastating fire, and bullet-ridden. For shotguns, you've got careful hunter, precise hunter, obliterator, master hunter, and then for sniper, we have watchman, focus shooter, confident shooter, Zen shooter, and Deadeye. All right, very, very cool. This interface as a whole, too, at least for the PC folks, is new and much improved. And what I have found, both in the character creation and also once you get into the game does a much better job helping new players along. There's sort of like, I don't want to say tutorials, but there's like these little mini help guides that pop up, and they'll be on like the right-hand side of the screen. And you can click on them for more detail about whatever, how to use a skill or how combat works or what have you. And I think that that's pretty cool. Like always, you have skills broken into 3 categories. So we've got combat, knowledge, and general. These 2 have unlocks as well. So I'm not going to go through all of these because there's just so many. But I think that this is going to add some kind of interesting flavor. And then when you combine this, here, let's see. I've got to spend the points. Okay, well, that's fine. Got 12 points. Here, we'll be really, really good at bartering and animal whisper. There you go. Because I'm going to get to the next part here. You have unspent points. What? Oh, okay, here. Tribute points. There we go. Should let us go through now. Here we go, the quirks. So I guess what we're going to call these are, I guess, perks, and then these are quirks, which are your starting kind of like a trait, and it's always with you, and my understanding is that it never goes away. So I'll go through each of these because they're pretty interesting, and some of them have some pretty big impact to the way you build your team. So let's see, we've got animal husbandry. Bonuses from Animal Whisper followers are twice as good. Drawback, not sure. Then you've got this one, raised by monks in a small monastic order, regardless of your current religious beliefs and lessons learned there. Though it may have been hard years of prayer and flagellation live on, you're a stronger and better person in body and spirit. Okay, so you get +5 skill points and +1 attribute point at the start of the game, but you cannot equip trinkets. What I would tell you is that trinkets can be quite powerful. There are some very, very good ones in the game, but usually there's only like 1, maybe 2 of the really good ones that you end up using. So +5 skill points and +1 attribute point, pretty strong benefit. You do get 1 new attribute point for every 10 levels, but you're not going to get too many more additional attribute points. So +1 attribute points pretty darn strong. Okay, next one, A-hole. Oh, I like this one. Hard-ass dialogue options always succeed. The drawback is the squad cannot use kiss-ass or smart-ass dialogue options. So you get a level 1 in hard-ass, and then you take this quirk, and then you don't really necessarily have to increase your hard-ass after that, though it would give you more dialogue options because you're always going to succeed. The disadvantage, as you can see here, is that you can't use the other 2 social skills, kiss-ass or smart-ass. I will be taking this on one of my characters as I start this new Let's Play, because I'm going to be playing, the theme is going to be Supreme Jerks on Supreme Jerk, and for those of you not familiar with it, Supreme Jerk is the highest level of difficulty, so I'm going to play kind of as a jerkish group of rangers, not necessarily evil, but just kind of a-holes, so this kind of fits the theme of what I'll be doing in that particular Let's Play. Speaking of which, if you were looking for how to just get through the game and maybe you're stuck or whatever, I have an existing Wasteland 2, a complete series, and I don't think the story at all has changed, so that stuff's still valid. So if you're looking for a way to get through the game and you're stuck, you can go check out that LP. I'll put a link for that Season 5 Wasteland 2 LP in the description of this video. All right, so let's continue. We've got Brittle Bones, +2 base action points, -50% base combat speed. This is actually pretty strong. I would say that someone like a sniper, which needs high action points to use some of those higher end rifles, that this could be pretty beneficial because you don't really care about their combat speed all that much, right? Sniper's usually in the back, doesn't reload that often, right? Doesn't relocate for targets that often. So +2 base action points. I think this would be, like I said, a good pick for a sniper-based character. Delayed gratification, +1 skill point for each level after level 10. This is really strong too. I know you're looking at this going, man, I don't know about that -1 per level up to level 11. First off, you get up to level 11 very quickly. And +1 skill point each level after that. This can be a really, really good value because you can get to level 45, level 50 relatively easily. And this is potentially an extra 20 to 30 skill points, so it's definitely one you're going to want to look at. If it's your first time playing through, I would avoid this because you're going to want to ramp up your skills as quickly as possible. But if you're playing through for a second or third time, might want to take a look at it. All right, let's see this next one. +2 to all attributes on even-numbered character levels. -2 attribute on odd-numbered character levels. Okay. I mean, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. This makes it too hard to plan stuff out. I'm not a fan of this one, but who knows? Maybe some of you think it's really cool. All right, next we've got Fainting Goat. Now this is interesting. When an enemy scores a critical hit on you, you have a 35% chance of fainting, causing them to miss. While fainting, you're pushed to the back of the combat order. So there's a 35% chance that when you get hit with a critical, that it's just going to miss you entirely, and the only disadvantage is that you get pushed to the back of the combat order? That's pretty good, actually. I can see that being particularly good with like a melee combat focused character. Next, Heavy Hand, +15 base damage on all blunt, bladed, and brawling attacks. -50% base critical chance. You know, without having more experience with this new director's cut version, I don't know what changes have been made to crit chance and what you would refer to as crit based builds. So I can't really recommend, I can't really advise one way or the other whether or not heavy-handed is a good quirk. 50% base damage though seems pretty strong, and in particular early on this would be strong. And it could make the difference between a melee character attacking someone once and like doing like a one-shot, one-kill type thing versus multiple turns of fighting a target. So this could, my guess is that this is particularly strong at the beginning, not so great as you move on, because as your characters get more skilled, their crit's going to go up. And minus 50% base crit chance is pretty harsh. So yeah, I mean, all of these are a mixed bag to some extent. Okay, manic depressive. Attributes randomly change by +1 or -1 every 10 to 15 minutes. This one here, missiophobic. Basically, you're obsessed with being clean, plus 25% benefit when using healing items on others, cannot use healing items on yourself. Generally speaking, you're going to want more than one person to have at least a little bit of field medic and a little bit of surgeon, so that if your primary combat medic goes down, you'll be able to heal them up. So, and you usually protect the person who's your combat medic or combat doctor or what have you anyway. So what I would say is this plus 25% benefit to use healing items on others is sort of a no-brainer for me on my combat medic. I'll be taking it, and then I'll probably just make sure that he or she is a little bit further back in the combat, which means I might rethink how my combat medic weapon skills are. Traditionally, I've gone with like heavy weapons or even brawling on my combat medic, and I might rethink that and give them more like assault rifles probably to keep them out of range. But I think this is really, really strong. And we've got Opportunist, plus 25% damage against any target that's less than 30% con. Drawback being negative 25% damage against any target with more than 30% con. That could be good for like a sweeper, someone that finishes up your combat. So, and again, I'll get into this more when I do the character creation video, but I could see you setting up a team based around certain combat initiatives where the bulk of your team goes first. You make sure that this particular character does not have a particularly high combat initiative, and then your other characters have attacked and sort of whittled down a target, and then a person with this quirk could go in to do the sort of finishing damage, right? Finish them. That could be this person. So it could be really good. I would say that this is not, since I usually use snipers to start my fights and draw people to me, I wouldn't put this on a sniper, but I guess you could also argue that you could not start your fights with a sniper, and you could use your sniper as the finishing blow person, because plus 25% damage on a target using a large bore rifle, chances are you're gonna kill it off. So I don't know, food for thought. Next, you've got Psychopath, plus 4 bonus criticals hit chance and plus 2 bonus critical chance with every successful attack. Okay, so we're talking about crit builds a little bit earlier, and again, I'll speak more to those when I do character creation stuff, but plus 4 bonus chance to hit and plus 2 bonus crit with every successful attack. I would say that could be potentially very useful for a melee combatant that generally gets lots of attacks. This could also be really, really good for someone that has a low AP cost weapon, like pistols, or even submachine guns, where you're going to get 2 or 3 shots, and therefore this thing could sort of stack on itself, right? Because if for instance, I wouldn't take this for a sniper that's going to be taking 1 shot a turn. Like, what's the point of that? It's not going to, unless it carries over from turn to turn, and maybe it does, but even then, it's not as useful as someone that would be taking multiple attacks every single turn. Okay, next we've got Raised in the Circus, plus 5% evasion. No leadership bonus received. Okay, yeah, to me, I would never take this then, because I almost always have a character in my group that has leadership skill. I generally invest in it a lot, and the bonuses that you get from being in, when you're going to have, for the new people, having leadership skill on one of your characters with a high charisma, so that the range of said leadership bonus extends to all of your people, is pretty important. You're going to want to have at least one person in your group that provides that, because you get bonuses to hit and crit and whatnot, and in my opinion would not be worth giving up for 5 evasion. Alright, Repressed Rage, times 2 damage and plus 25% crit for 1 turn after receiving a critical hit. Can never get normal critical hits. Times 2 damage and plus 25% crit chance is pretty good. After receiving a critical hit, though. I don't know about that. I kind of got mixed feelings about that. Part of me says that'd be good on a melee character, but if you just received a crit hit, while somebody was nearby to heal you up, I don't know. You would probably end up falling back. Yeah, I don't know about that one. Thick Skin, plus 2 base armor, minus 30% combat speed. That's not bad. That's actually not bad. Combat speed, while important to certain characters, to others is sort of meaningless, so that could potentially be a pretty decent starting quirk. Twitchy, plus 20% combat speed, minus 10% base chance to hit. That's absolutely not worth the swap, in my opinion. 2 pump chump, plus 2 action points, and plus 25% chance to hit for the first 2 combat rounds. Minus 1 action point and minus 15% to hit for each turn after the first 2. That's kind of compelling. That could end up being really good on like an assault rifle person. I'll have to take another look at that later on. That's actually pretty good. Okay, unlucky. A chance of lightning to strike and shock a random target in combat. This to me is just more kind of a funny thing. I wouldn't take it because it's too random. But it can, because it can hit both you, you know, or a friend, or an enemy. So yeah. And then you got Way of the Squeezins, plus 3 action points and plus 25% damage when drunk on snake squeezins. Minus 100% critical chance and minus 0.6 combat speed when sober. You know, if you could keep a good supply of snake squeezins on and you want to keep your person drunk, it's not bad. If you want a drunkard in the group, yeah, maybe. So those are all the new quirks. Let me go ahead and just steer. I'll just take that. There we go. All right, now let me go back to the main menu. Then I'm gonna grab an existing squad. Yep, use the default squad. This is fine, because I just want to show you some of the in-game stuff. It doesn't really matter what level. I'll be playing my LP on Supreme Jerk, but that's fine. We can just do seasoned.
Thank you, recruits.
Okay, now for those of you that don't want any story spoilers, don't want to know anything about the game, as far as that goes, then I wish you well, and I hope you come back and check out the videos for both character creation and how to handle combat, but you're probably going to want to stop this video right now, so I'll give you a second to do that. Okay. Alright, so now, here's some of the big changes. Not so much with Vargas. Matter of fact, I'm just going to go ahead and say... Here, I'll go through all this very quickly.
There you go. Yes, when you get the voice, once I'll give you the location. Don't know. Ace had been trying to look. Good luck out there, recruits.
Okay, now, the game looks much differently than it did before. Much improved, in my opinion. Okay, let's go over here and grab this. Okay, we'll take that. And as you can see over here, I mentioned this earlier, there's like these little mini guides over here that pop up. And they did in the original release of Wasteland 2 as well, but this is just a lot cleaner the way that they're doing it now. Yeah. Okay, let's see. It's still Q and E to rotate around the camera if you're playing on a PC. Right click to move. Let's take a look here. M for the area map. Let's see here. Let's go. Let's go over here and talk to the gent that's guarding the door to the base. All right, let us in. Okay, let's see. Let's go over and grab Angela. Actually, hold on. Maybe there we go.
Echo 1. Mind picking up that can over there for me? Think there's some water in there.
Oh!
He headbutted you right in the butt.
So this is one of the big changes in Wasteland 2 Director's Cut, is that there's a lot more voiceover, and I'll give an example of that.
God damn it, Ace. You never should have put down the wrench and picked up the gun.
I don't remember Angela ever
Sorry about the waterworks.
actually
I'm
talking.
still pretty broke up over Ace. I'm Angie. You kids must be the new recruits old Vargas trained up. Lord, y'all just babies. Say, listen. So, well. Cool. No need to tell Vargas why I joined you. If anybody asks, I'm just helping you get oriented, all right?
So I like that they've added new VO. That's pretty cool. All right, let's head over here, because I want to show you something else that's new. Okay, so we've got this objective over here. Okay, we're going to right-click and use perception on it. Chain links blocks the path. Yes, how very perceptive of us. So we've got some options here. You can use brute force on this. We can use lockpicking, but 0% chance of success. So let's go ahead and try brute force with Angela. There we go. A sickle. Okay. Wasn't exactly what I was hoping for, but hey, alright. Some bullets. Take it. Okay, so I optimized absolutely nothing as far as this team goes, which is fine, but I want to go out and just show you some of the changes to the interface once you go out into the wastes.
Ranger Team Echo, this is Roger. Remember, don't let that make you self. 10-4, Echo 1.
And don't worry, in my Let's Play, I'll actually let all that stuff play out. I just don't feel like doing it in this and then listening to it again for no reason when I start the Let's Play. Okay, so let's see. Stop the squad, continue. Let's put it in fast mode. There we go. Look at the overhead map. So the radio tower is our first objective. I'll go ahead and set it to travel that way. Oh, Oasis. Let's grab that. Fill up the canteens. Oh, darn it. We had a fight, and I ran away from it. I didn't want to do that. Here, let's see if we can get us another fight.
SOS! SOS! Is anybody out there? This is High Pool. We are under attack. I repeat, we are under attack. Raiders with mortars and explosives are blasting our walls. If anybody can hear this, come at once. Don't know how long we can hold it.
Oh, High Pool's under attack. Uh-oh. Trying not to go to the radio tower. Just get some kind of random fight over here. That would be good. Well, apparently we can't get a random fight. I'm trying to get one. Okay, here we go. Raiders approaching our position. Now, this is new as well. Yeah, the random encounters, I've been through a few of them off camera, and it would appear that they've taken some maps, existing maps, and kind of edited them up and added them to the random map pool, which is nice because it gets a little old fighting on the same stuff all the time. Okay, and they have changed combat up a little bit. But I don't want to get too in-depth on this, simply because I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to do a whole combat tutorial. But there was one quick thing I wanted to show you here. Okay, and that is That's another reason you want leadership skill. You want leadership skill, folks, otherwise your NPCs, like Angela here, she just lost control and ran off. Yeah. Okay, so we got a combat penalty because we're right in the guy's face. So let's back up. Now, when you're on a target like this, right-click and it brings up targeting. So we can shoot them in the head, does extra damage. You can shoot them in the torso, which does damage and also reduces their armor. You can shoot them in the leg, which reduces their mobility. Or you can shoot them in the hand and try to destroy their weapon. Pretty cool. Now, at this level, our skill's pretty much terrible, so, you know, this is just not really an option for us. But I think that that's pretty neat. I'm glad they added the targeting system like that. Okay, so let's see. Let me go back to the main menu. Okay, so that is a kind of a high-level overview of all of the main changes for Wasteland 2 Director's Cut. Again, I will be making a video about how to build your starting team, and I will also be doing a combat primer to sort of help folks out with that. So I hope that you look forward to seeing those videos. I'm also thinking about doing a video about just best practices on kind of how to start out, like what to do in the first, first hour to 2 hours while playing Wasteland 2. That'll kind of help your experience out, because jumping right into the story is not necessarily what you want to do. But like I said, I'll cover that in a different video. I hope you enjoyed this one, and if you did, please consider hitting that thumbs up. If you're new to me and the channel, please consider subscribing. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time, I am Mal, and I'll see you later.